Good evening, everyone. Welcome to another episode of the Paint Party live stream. This is, I believe, episode 138, and it is so good to have you here on the live stream with me. It's great to be back in the studio with you. This is my Learn to Paint journey. If you've been around here for a while, you know how it works. It's really laid back, kind of like an open house. Just stop in, stay as long as you'd like, and watch as I paint. Typically we start a new painting every week, but this week we're gonna work on one we started before. A few years ago I started teaching myself to paint using acrylic paints, and then in the last few months here in January I switched over to oils. So I'm still learning how to effectively manage oils, and it is definitely a learning process, but I'm so glad to have you along for the journey. You can participate in the live stream wherever you're watching via the comments. So feel free to ask questions, to make comments, suggestions. I love to interact with you on the live stream as I paint. So feel free to take advantage of that. So glad to have you, and I hope your summer is going well. Here in the mountains, we're having the summer is definitely getting kicked off. We have leaves on the trees now, finally. It took a while. We had quite a long end to winter, but we've transitioned into spring, had some summer, now back are in spring today. It was, I think, a high of 60-ish today, and tomorrow's going to be pretty chilly with a high of just mid-50s. But summer will be back very quickly. But it's nice, we have these kind of bumps here, and our summer is generally pretty mild. So that's part of the advantage for living in the mountains. You just have to grab a long sleeve shirt or a jacket periodically, even in the summer. All right, let's jump in today. Welcome to those of you that are popping in. I will go ahead and pull you over to this camera as I adjust the canvas camera, and we will we will get started as we work on the painting we started last week. You'll get to, actually what I should do is put my apron on first, because I have periodically gotten halfway into the painting and then forget. So we will do that. But last week we started this painting of the water, because I'm doing a lot of water paintings and I couldn't quite get it to work. So we're going to continue to work on that. We may start another one depending how far we get this evening, but we will just see here. Welcome to those of you who are just popping in. A few more I see popping there. Let's see. There we go. Da da da. Let's see. I'm trying to figure out how to allow y'all to see this the best way. Okay, I think this is it. Gives the least amount of glare. Although you are kind of looking at the painting. Let me show you where we are. You're looking at it from the side, so keep that in mind. We'll put this, and let's put our reference up here just to remind you of what we're going for. So you can see, I mean, it's not bad. The more I stepped away from it this week, the more I was like, oh, it's not as bad as I thought it was last week. However, I am not sure how to indicate the water that it's, this is underwater or floating on top of the water. And I don't know if you all have suggestions or if you see things that show that it's on top of the water, that things are on top of the water that I am missing, please feel free to, excuse me, feel free to let me know that or point out what I could improve, because I do like the looseness of the brush strokes. I really like how this is, you can see like individual brush strokes and it's giving a lot of texture there. So I don't necessarily want to mess that up, but I do want to figure out a way, and maybe you can tell me this from your perspectives on the reference photo. I mean, I know I took this at the edge of the water, but in the reference photo, is it actually clear? Like when you first looked at it, could you tell this was underwater? And if so, what things told your brain, told your eye that this is on top of the water? That would be helpful. Oh, I just lost my camera for a minute. Sorry about that. There, it's back. The Wi-Fi must have glitched. Okay. I'm just putting out some paints. My standard palette is, hey there, Mom and Dad. Thanks for stopping in. Ultramarine blue, burnt umber, yellow, which is cad yellow or cad lemon, you basically need red, yellow. I'm gonna put a little bit of yellow ochre out as well, just because I think that's helpful, particularly in mixing greens. And maybe I'm not gonna put magenta. That's what I should have here. Let's see. I think a little, yeah, less we need it. Won't put it out since these are most of the colors we have here. Now, let's see. All right, if you all have suggestions for what we can do to show that this is on the water, that would be quite helpful. One of the things I think that doesn't tell us this is on the water is that this color in here is a lot more blue. I mean, not as it is. It's too much yellow in the brown. Needs to be more blue, because that kind of gives it this underwater look. So let's take some of this. See if we can mix with a little white. I am off the, there we go. You can't really, I should have started mixing up here. I apologize for that. It blurs. You can't really tell what color that is anyway because of the glare. But let's see. Yeah, I think that's good. I want to raise it up just a little bit. Let's see what we can do. If we can start to give some, tone this down. See how that, like bluing this up a little bit, kind of gives us that, maybe gives us that feel of that this is under the water. We'll see if it works. I don't know that this is necessarily doing what I want it to do, but maybe we'll figure that out by not sure. So let us see. let's see. I want to start to put in some of the one or two detailed. Oh, there went my camera again. Sorry about that. Oh, there it's back. Trying to, there you are. Again, I'm trying to see what actually works in communicating detail without putting tons of detail in. I think it's helpful let's see. Bright sienna. We need just a little bit of just a little bit of red out here. In the form of a burnt sienna. Good morning, Olan. I hope you are well in the Philippines and that it is a good day for you. My day here has been really good. It's cool here, kind of cold, but it is good overall. Pretty good, pretty good. I hope you have a great day. I'm going to take now some of these. I like these forms up here, but I want to figure out how to turn them into those will be too saturated, but this is a view of a creek, some leaves in a creek on the edge of the water. And I'm trying to figure out how to show that this part is underwater. So that's what we're working on. I don't think that works. I think it's too blue. Now it looks like I just drew a line along there, which I did, but let's see. Thanks so much. Very kind words. So much of this type of art is learning to observe. It's like, what do you see and what do you actually see? And can you make that into a an illusion on the canvas board? may have just ruined this. But cartoon characters are one of my favorite to draw. Oh. When I was in elementary, I'd actually draw landscapes too for my projects in school. Cool. Yeah, I haven't, before I started painting, I hadn't really done any landscapes or anything. So, yeah, this is my first real exploration into that kind of stuff. So that's too bright. Shoot. It is frustrating because I know that, like, the only way to figure this out is to do it and to mess it up and then to do it again. I have not done a mural. I think it would be too overwhelming for me right now. I think I could do it, but it would take a lot of work. I have not done one, no. Part of what I'm trying to do with this is create strong lines here on the edges where there are, you know, these different leaves, because I think by giving some sharp edges you give definite contrast. That is very kind, thank you. Yeah, I think I could do it. It would just take some work and planning and all of those things. So Oh, thank you. You have a great day as well. There, by giving these some sharper edges, then we give them some definite shapes without putting a ton of detail in, if that makes sense. So again, we're coming in and just kind of carving out Oh, sorry. I don't know why it's going out so much tonight, but now what I'm trying to do is, again, do enough detail on this that it there. I think that helps sell the illusion that this is underwater and then some of it is above water. What do you think? Did I get it? I think I did by adding a little blue and brown to it. You see the shadow of it going under the water. Then doing this brown and this green over the brown, it shows you that maybe this is further under the water. Because it just kind of disappears down there. I think that starts to help. What do you think? What do y'all think? Really need sharp lines there. Then if we do a little bit of this brown under with yellow and we start to, I'm mixing my darks and lights on the same brush now, so but if we kind of give other layers here of, I think we need more of the blue. Yellow and the brown. I think we need to take it down a little bit. Need some more brown in there, or yellow, because it's too blue. Maybe that's in my brush. all of this is just an experiment. Of figuring out what works, what doesn't. Not sure I like that top there, but you start to work on it and it starts to work. Thanks so much for all of you who have stuck in here watching me basically repaint this bad boy. I definitely appreciate it. Starting to make me happy. Again, every little bit I'm figuring out, okay, where do the sharp lines matter? Where do the deep shadows matter? Where do we need in between shadows? how do we chop up these shapes so they don't all just look the same? Then what I need to do is figure out what this I need this very light mid-tony. What I think I'm going to try to do is do a very mid-tone experiment with trying to do this very light mid-tone color, but it's relatively dark. Because doesn't that already doesn't this over here already kind of look like, okay, we're getting that shimmery look? It's very much hidden in the then if we come in with just a little bit lighter, just a tad bit lighter, let's see if we can do some squiggles and light reflections on the top. We have to figure out a way. They can't be too, they have to be kind of blendy, but every once in a while there's a brighter squiggle that stands out. Again, it's about observation. And then these other ones in the shadows are just mentions of squiggles. What do you think? Is this gonna sell it, or is it gonna be too much? I don't want to get too much. I want to make sure. Sorry. I need to see if I can lay in some actual real dark. We need the actual shadows back. It's much harder to go lay these dark tones back in over, especially because we're kind of now, again, I'm at wet on wet. So I am trying to work without it being oh no, you know what I didn't do? That's why it was blinking at me. I did not plug in my phone and it just died. I am so sorry. Let me see what I can do about that. Not sure how long I need to charge it before it will actually show. I'm going to try something else. I'm going to bring this other camera, or try to bring it over here, see if it will. It'll be a distance. Shoot. Let me see how that. No, that's not good, is it? Let me set this aside for now until I can get it turned back on. Let's see if I turn this a little bit. Pardon my making you ill. If I go like, there we go. Oops. This is really janky. Sorry about that. But I'm trying to figure out how to at least give you a little view. There we go. How's that? It's not ideal, but it is something. And as soon as I can get this phone up to basic, you know, like 5, because it totally ran all the way down. Okay, I think I was doing some shadows in here, and then I think I was going to mix little this. It's pretty dark. Just making a mess, really, to try to come over here. No, that's too dark. We need some, lighten it up, lighten it up. We're giving it just a little variety here under this water. All right. And I don't know if that, I don't know if the shadow is working right now. It still feels like this is a little bit one line there. So let's see if we can break it up a little bit or something so it doesn't feel so okay. right, my phone is starting up again, so let us see if we can get back on track. It says it's waiting for the connection. Let's see if it actually shows up on my... Oh, it did. Okay, let's try this. Let's see if we can get this set back up, because this last few minutes here will give you a better, much better angle. All right. Thank you for bearing with me. How is that? You're still looking at it at an angle, but it's not quite so bad an angle. And let's see if I can... I don't know, I was going to try to spread this out a little bit. Let me... There. Maybe that's a little bit better. Welcome and thank you. See, a few more people popped in. Everyone's being quiet tonight, but please feel free to comment. My goal tonight was really to figure out if I could do get this to read like it is underwater. So that was really the goal today. And I think some of it we're getting there with a few little details. So that's what I'm trying to do at the end here, is really get this. These just have to be so perfect that they I don't know. I am going to what I haven't done this whole time, which is dangerous, is I have not stepped back and looked at this. Sorry about that. I had to get my microphone cord. There we go. Let me step back and just take a look. You know, I am not hating this as much as I did the last time. Overall, I think that the illusion is selling itself. If there are any areas that stand out to you all that don't look correct, please feel free to comment or ask what's going on there, or why I have done one thing versus another. I'm not sure if these are too distracting now. Are these little sparkles? I'm not even sure if they do what they're supposed to, you know. If they are reading the way they're supposed to. And I think we need some more. It seems like you need those. It needs to be the correct shapes. To sell it. And then you need it to kind of and then you need some weird periodically dark spots. And then in those light spots, we're starting to see. Now we want just a few kind of where the sun has just penetrated down. It's hard to figure out where to put these spots. There we go. I want to get these two maybe this is too much. I think it is. But I think I am about at the level of my skill. Remember when I used to say that? I've reached the limits of my current level of skill. What do y'all think? Are we there? I think we're almost there. There we go, y'all. I think that's it. I think I am going to say that's all. Oh, I got paint on that. We will put some on there because Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday are my paint days. I started a new schedule to kind of divide up my time more efficiently between paint and work. So, that said, I'm going to switch you all back over here for just a minute while I say good evening. There we are. And that will give us a great. So, that said, let me see if I can show you. It's so hard with these lights in the studio. Someday I hope to be able to design a studio that has good lights in it. So that's what we have. Nope, whenever I turn it, let me see if this is there. Maybe that helps a little bit. That is the finished painting. I'm much more happy with it. I think it definitely articulates that this is water so much better than when we started. And that was the main goal tonight, was to see if we could make this look a little bit more like water, because I'm hoping that most of the paintings for my collection will be of water somehow, and so I really need to get better and better at painting it. So that makes me really happy. And then I think, I don't know if I showed y'all, I did a little more work. I put this on Instagram. I did more work on this one, and I'm really happy with how it's starting to go. Now it has dried, so it looks washed out over here. But when I varnish it, these will be really, really dark darks again. And it really guides the eye up through to the light there. But you can see the colors I was able to get, maybe sort of, are more defined there. So that made me happy. Anywho, and then I did this for a course I'm taking on portraiture, and I'm really bad at it. But getting better. All right, well, I want to say thank you so much for joining me this evening. Next week, we will bump our day. I have something I have to do Monday night, so we'll bump to Tuesday night, 6 p.m. Mountain Time. Tuesday night, 6 p.m. Mountain Time next week. So we will not have the paint party live stream on Monday. It will be Tuesday night at 6 p.m. But I will see you in a week and a day. Until then, I hope you have a great evening, and yeah, I hope that it is a good one for you, and I will talk to you next week. Take care.